Hey everybody, thank you for joining us on the TWNRGY Podcast.
Thank you very much.
What? I just wanted to give you guys some tips on where to find us. The main thing, well, obviously you found us if you're watching this, but...
you found us, thank you. We were lost for a little while.
Search, first one is YouTube. Go on YouTube and search TWNRGY, TWNRGY. And also do the same thing on Facebook, search TWNRGY. And then also we have a Patreon account. Or first off, we have an Instagram account. Do it for the gram, y'all. Gram it up. Grammy season's coming up. Yeah, folks. Get those grams.
Award-winning.
Likes, comments, whatever. But yeah, search for us on Instagram. Search TWNRGY. And then also, Patreon. We have a Patreon account. That website is www.patreon. And it'll be /TWNRGY. And on Patreon, you'll be able to see our videos, and you'll have an opportunity to contribute if you'd like, whether it's monthly or a one-time contribution. There is expenses that are factored into this, whether it's posting and other things of that sort. But if not, feel free to continue to watch us for free and enjoy the material that we put out. And Adam has some other information in regards to how you can find us.
All right. The other things you could do to find a place to, say, listen to us on is go on Apple iTunes, go on that search bar, type in TWNRGY, TWNRGY, and then our podcast will pop up. Also, the same for Spotify. Just type in our TWNRGY name. It'll come up. And then go on Stitcher. It'll come up and you'll find us. And you could download an app for Stitcher and Spotify on your phone. This way it makes it easy. You get there, you're on the go.
Yeah, if you have Apple, it's already on the phone, I believe.
Yeah, you already have the Apple iTunes app on there. So, yeah, Apple, you have Android, whatever you have,
what
download
your affiliation, just
whatever site you find yourself on. Download Stitcher or Spotify app. Type in TWNRGY and you'll find us.
And once you do find us on YouTube, if you could subscribe, that'd be amazing. It's just as good as contributing financially sometimes.
You can subscribe on iTunes as well.
Subscribe on iTunes.
Don't forget that.
Leave comments, leave suggestions.
We're open for it.
Open, ready for any suggestions and comments that you may have. Just let us know. We'll continue to bring information about health and wellness. And just want to say thanks again for listening to us. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
With the TWNRGY Podcast. Love you guys. Take care.
Take care. Love you.
Hey everybody. Thank you for joining us today on the TWNRGY Podcast. My name is Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
And today we're going to be talking about the brain-gut link. And when I say gut, I don't mean that little pudgy thing over your belt line. Talking about your digestive tract as well as your intestines, however you want to call it. Basically, I find it kind of interesting how if you look at both of them, the brain that is, how it's kind of wrinkled and confined and compressed within your skull. And then also your intestines, how there's twisting, there's turning.
Turns all wrapped around.
Like a roller coaster of sorts. And it's all knotted up and it's compressed and confined within your pelvic area. And even if you take a picture of them side by side, your intestines kind of look as though they have a brain stem. But that it's not a brain stem, that's your rectum. Yeah, kind of gross. But it's I just find it interesting that they look alike, and they do have a lot of similar actions that they involve or that they coerce on a daily basis in our lives. One in particular that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. You may not know the term, but you know the sensation or the feeling, but it's being hangry. If you don't know, it's being hungry, angry. If you haven't been that way, you know family members have been that way.
Somebody in your life has been hangry at one point in life.
Yes, friends, your dog, hey, feed me, barking at you, growling at you. But what's happening is that your stomach is sending signals to your brain saying, hey, feed me, put some stuff in your mouth and feed me, whether it's full, whether it's empty, or it's just hungry. It's asking your brain, hey, feed me. So what it's doing is continually sending those signals. And then after a while, if your brain doesn't reciprocate and send those, or
your body, your hands, your mouth doesn't reciprocate.
Yeah, if it's not computing the right signals to feed the stomach, then basically your brain gets a little bit annoyed with it. And I'm just dumbing things down here, but your brain gets annoyed, so you start feeling angry, and you're still hungry because you haven't fed your stomach, so you're hangry and angry. But yeah, I digress. So
it happens. Happens to the best. So.
Yeah, or I'll say like Adam and I, like I'll be honest, like we used to get hangry, but over the last 2 or 3 years, we incorporated intermittent fasting. And since doing that, it's definitely built up our tolerances. Like, because we'll go about at least 12 hours, anywhere from like 12 to 17 hours without eating.
Every day, from one day to the other.
Yeah, like our last meal at night, during the day, whatever, it'll be 12 hours from then till we eat the next morning, whatever time that.
At the very least, yeah.
Yeah, but we've built up our tolerances. We do get hangry every once in a while, but obviously they are pretty few and far between. I don't know if it's obvious, but they are. But all right, no pun intended, but let's get back on track. Like I mentioned earlier, your brain and your intestines, they control a lot of actions that we do on a daily basis, whether that's not just actions but just functions as well. Like I'll say our emotions, which is pretty obvious. Our brain controls a lot of that. Our stomach controls some of that, and then also hunger, our health and well-being. The healthier our gut is, the healthier our mind is, the healthier our whole body is altogether. And also neurological functions. So keeping that brain, keeping that spine good, keep that brain, that gut health on point, and you'll be in a good boat, a better boat than most. But also, it's key for these reasons I just listed, as well as many other reasons that are for the fact that our brains and our gut control a lot of issues or a lot of things in our body that we do on a daily basis. But it's very important to keep your gut health as well as your brain health on point. Some things that can, I'll say, negatively affect your gut health.
It's not polite to point, actually. So make sure you're not pointing at anybody else.
Don't point.
Point at yourself. That's all right.
But I'll do presidential you. I'll do
a thumb point.
Yes.
Thumb point?
It's not as direct.
Yeah. So be careful. Don't point too often.
Yes. So control what you eat, because when you eat a lot of sugary foods, a lot of carbs, a lot of fast food, and drink a lot of soda, it starts changing our gut biome, and not in a good way, but in a negative way. So it affects a lot of the things I just mentioned, and it just kind of just takes us down a downward spiral of bad behavior and not feeling well. So also another thing that affects our gut health are antibiotics. A lot of times we think, oh man, I'm taking antibiotics, they're helping me, I'm sick, I got a viral infection, whatever the heck may be. But what antibiotics are doing is not just killing the bad bacteria in your body, it's killing the good bacteria. So it's just wiping it all out, wiping that slate clean. And so you need that good bacteria in your stomach so it can help you on a daily basis with how you feel, your digestion, whether you don't want to be on that toilet all the time. You want a good...
No, it takes you away from life. You're out there trying to have a good time. You're just thinking about, where's the closest restroom?
I know, where's it at? I gotta take a number deuce.
What if I'm on the road?
Yeah, like whether you want to go out with friends, but then you gotta, like Adam said, be aware of where every restroom is. But that's why
stressful.
Having a good gut health, it alleviates that. Not alleviates that, because some of us are predisposed to it, but yeah, you definitely have a big role in your gut health as well as your brain health in a lot of the things that you eat. But yeah, long story short, what it boils down to is that you have not ultimate control, but you play a big role. So what you can do to better your brain health,
be a good role model to yourself.
Like a little brother. I could take a little brother over here. Was it the Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah,
little brother. But yeah, so what you can do is, and a lot of those things I just said, like eating bad, has a negative effect on your brain health as well. Eating a lot of sugars, it causes brain fog, and it causes long-term neurological issues such as Alzheimer's and dementia. So what you can do to better your gut health is to increase the amount of probiotics that you intake. Like maybe when you're taking those antibiotics, also take some probiotics. And some items that fall into the realm of probiotics are kombucha. Kombucha is basically a fermented I think it's a green tea or so, but it's
fermented green tea, I believe.
There you go. I think it's Korean. The Koreans were the first ones that made it. It's Asian based, but I can't remember if it's Koreans or another Asian country. But yeah, it's pretty good. You just be aware of the sugar content. Sometimes they try to make them too delicious, and you just flip them over. There's 9 grams of sugar. 2 servings. So be aware of what's on the kombucha label, as well as also what you can intake is acidophilus. Acidophilus is basically a yogurty consistency, kind of sweet like yogurt. Adam and I used to take it on a regular basis, and it helps to promote good gut health. And also there are some food items that are basically have probiotic benefits to it. One of them is, I believe it's onions, that has probiotics, but also, and it does prebiotics as well. I knew that. But
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. News to me.
Woo! Breaking news. And then also cruciferous vegetables help to benefit your gut health. So,
Kimchi.
Don't forget about that. We have that on a regular basis. But cruciferous vegetables include Brussels sprouts, cabbage, broccoli sprouts, cauliflower, and just incorporating those into your diet definitely make for a better gut health and make for you to feel better. It takes a while. Like kimchi, it's an acquired taste, but it definitely is. It's beneficial to your health and overall well-being and your gut health, which is integral to a lot of your daily functions. And then also just for your brain health, also cleaning up your diet, incorporating healthier items. It doesn't have to all be plant-based, but also just the main thing you can do to increase your brain health, get more sleep.
Sleep it up.
Increase your Z's, eat your cookies, your milk. Don't cookies, but whatever you gotta do to get good sleep, a lot more time, and get after it with the sleep, man. Woo! And just to go a little bit more in depth in regards to how your brain and your stomach communicate with one another and how they're linked, I just want to paint a better picture of it. So as I mentioned earlier, your stomach, it sends signals to your brain, hey, feed me. So what happens when you do reciprocate to those signals, you eat something, it starts to go down your stomach, your esophagus, to your stomach, to your intestines. And there are these living organisms, which I briefly mentioned earlier, but your basically gut flora, which consists of microbiota, and the gut flora, then they're living organisms. Those living organisms they reside obviously in our intestines and our digestive tract. And once you start putting food in there, they start digesting it, breaking it down. And in that process, there is a byproduct. And that byproduct are these proteins. And kind of think of those proteins as little carrier pigeons. What they're doing is sending signals to your brain. And so what they do is they send signals to your brain. Hey, brain, I'm full. I have enough nutrients, whatever the case may be. And so you stop eating. And then that signal either just continues to be sent to your brain or whatever the case may be. But when you have a bad I'll say a poor diet or a poor gut flora, what happens is that when you're eating the sugary foods, the carbs, they burn off quickly. They're a quick burning fuel. So that message, that signal that's being sent to your brain slowly subsides and a new one gets sent back up to tell your brain to feed you again. So that's why it's important to have a better diet and increase your diet to where you're including a lot healthier items. But when you do eat more fibrous foods, whether it's vegetables or other items, as well as some proteins, those are slower burning fuels, so that once you do eat them, that signal that's being sent to your brain will be amplified for a longer time. So you don't have to wait, and you're not eating all the time and constantly eating. You're not getting more signals. Feed me, feed me, feed me. So
it's, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Feed me, feed me, feed me.
Oh, is that thing, that plant or whatever says that?
Yeah.
Never seen the movie. Just kind of that part stuck out. Whatever.
Yeah, it was Halloween last month. We could have watched it. Who knows?
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible.
Next year,
man. Or you watch it tomorrow. I don't know.
No.
It's not. All right. But I guess it's a seasonal movie. But so you're not getting those signals of your stomach saying to feed me all the time. So that's why it's great to incorporate a healthy diet, not just for your stomach health and your brain health, but just your overall health and well-being altogether. But there have been studies that show that continued snacking and eating on a daily basis from like the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed definitely interferes with the messages that your stomach is sending your brain. It basically kind of has, I'll say, lack of a better term, it creates static, so that message isn't being received to your brain. And so what happens, obviously you keep on eating because your brain doesn't know that your stomach is or isn't full. But it's not it's not hard in America to fall victim to this issue where you're continually eating, because Adam and I were talking earlier, but you can get food sent to you wherever you want through all these different apps and all these different, even the restaurants, they'll send it to you. And anywhere you drive, you see fast food on this corner, fast food on that corner. The gas stations have fast food. And also there's vending machines all over the place in people's offices. There's little kids selling candy or parents selling kids candy bars. So it's hard to get away from all the snacking. So it's not just that you have a bad gut flora, you have all these foods bombarding you all day long, and what it basically is, it becomes a habit. It's not just that the signal is being interfered with, is that you've created these habits within your brain that, to be happy, to be satiated, to be satisfied, I need to go get a cookie, I need to get a chocolate bar, whatever the case may be, a hamburger. So these habits, so it's definitely key to try to change these habits. There's these habit loops that you have. So you get hungry, you have a hamburger, and then you feel good. So what you can do, instead of when you get hungry, fill that gap not with a hamburger, but with something healthy. Whether it's, carrot sticks, celery, anything you can think that is not fast food. So you can try to break that cycle and you don't fall victim to just eating all the time, whether or not your signals are being mixed up or it's just a habit like I mentioned earlier. But do what you can do to clean up your diet and try to create new habit loops and not try to fall victim to those issues, so your stomach can send proper signals to your brain and you don't need to be feeding all the time. But all right, thank you very much. I'm gonna kick it off to Adam.
For my part, just started off straight off the bat, hunger causes the production of hormones that cause negative effect on decision making and impulse control. Just kind of think about it when you're very hungry, whatever degrees that could be. Yeah. But if you think you're very hungry and then you just kind of gravitate towards the first kind of food decision, and maybe you go, and it's most likely going to be a poor food decision, because part of the equation has to do with what's accessible to us. Usually processed foods, which are simple and easy and quick,
potato chips, yeah,
whatever it may be, and then or just fast foods, because it's easy to go somewhere to McDonald's, Del Taco, wherever it may be, and grab something, and boom, somebody else makes it. Usually in a couple minutes, unless it's sitting in the heater,
which a lot of times it is.
You get it that much quicker. So it's just, that's part of the reason. The other part is just access, what's going on inside of your body, and you really kind of have to mitigate that on your own. It just kind of find that happy medium to where you know how hungry you can get without making bad food decisions, because it's just kind of like a balance you just have to find within yourself, and it's going to be different for every single person out there.
Or keep good options around if you think you're going to be hungry.
But still, like if you're just trying to do intermittent fasting,
yeah, true.
You don't want to you don't want to keep snacks around.
Don't give in.
You're trying to intermittent fast.
Yeah, you're right. Don't give in so easily.
But and then also when you do grab food, make sure it's full of nutrients and it's quality. Because just think of yourself as a high performance car. With a high performance car, you want to put great fuel in there, so
Ferrari
it runs. Boom, Ferrari it up. But you want to put in top fuel so it's running at its peak performance. And just like with your body, you want to put in quality foods with high nutrients into your body. This way you're running at your peak performance and you're getting through the day without that lull drag of eating bad food or a big lunch and then after lunch crash. So just make sure you're taking in quality food.
Vroom vroom, baby. That quality food for burning it up on the road, y'all.
Yeah, because the thing is, with the typical American diet, it's full of carbs. And
the plate's huge, too.
Yeah, a lot of freaking fries.
Family portions.
Rolls.
Booga Beppo. When you hear your family, or is that Olive Garden?
One of those Italian joints. Who knows? I don't go to either one. No judgment. Yeah. But the typical American diet is just full of carbs, and with carbs, they're fast-burning fuels. So you eat a bag of potato chips, most likely you're gonna want to have you can't just have one like Lay's says, but you're just gonna want to eat and eat because you're just not really satiating your hunger. And on the opposite side of that, if you eat fibrous vegetables and protein, those are slower burning fuels. Therefore, your hunger is satisfied for a longer period of time. So
not snacking every other moment.
It just helps off because your body's processing those foods, and then you're like able to get on with your day and not thinking about, I want more handfuls of freaking broccoli or cauliflower or whatever it is. You're just like, I still have that broccoli, cauliflower. Okay,
burping it up.
I'm good. Just typing away or doing whatever you're doing at work. And then with that being said, Aaron and I have a diet that is high in fibrous vegetables, minimal amount of protein, and try to limit the amount of carbs as much as possible. Yeah. This way, I know that I have my hunger satisfied for a long period of time, and like
as stay looking sexy. What?
That's right. Try to be modest. But yeah, I know with that, it helps to satiate my hunger or satisfy my hunger a longer period of time, and I'm able to do my intermittent fasting, as Aaron mentioned earlier.
Agreed.
And yeah, I just feel good. I don't feel hangry. I'm not sitting and thinking about, like, maybe kind of close to going to bed. I'm like, what am I going to eat tomorrow? But
then I wake up. It's funny because I'm hungry before I go to bed, and then I wake up and I'm not as hungry.
Same here.
It's about that, and that's what the mind gut link. Like, you got to be strong-willed to be able to not want to give in. So
yeah, just have that. Kind of still my thunder there. I was trying to interrupt you a bit, but just kind of with satiating my hunger throughout the day, I'm able to focus on what I do on a daily basis, making life decisions and work decisions. But aren't we all? We're all like our own little boss, our own little CEO, and making things happen. But yeah, just with having my hunger satisfied, I can focus at work and just any kind of life decisions I have going on. It just kind of goes to re-emphasize that link between our gut and our brain. So
I agree.
Make it happen. Take care of yourself. Eat the right food, and be able to focus more and lead a better life.
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Yeah, no, Adam hit the nail on the head. Like that mind-gut link. They both play integral roles in a lot of our decisions, as I mentioned earlier, and that's why it's good to just keep them both on point. Clean up your diet so you can remember things. You don't get Alzheimer's down the road, and you'll be feeling great all around.
So this concludes our podcast. This was TWNRGY Podcast on
Got my
link. I'm Adam Fernandez.
I'm Aaron.
And see you next time. Love you guys.
Love you.